what would you love? If you could have or do or be anything that you wanted, you're going to live another 365 days. Is it going to be by design or by default? So designing a dream. We listen to our longings and our discontents. There's places maybe you've always wanted to go. Maybe you've had a book in your heart for a long time and you've always wanted to write that book or start that business or meet that person, and you have discontents right now. You have challenges. Our vision is going to answer our longing and dissolve our discontent. Your vision is intended to answer your longing and dissolve your discontent. We ask the question, what would I love? Putting the how on hold. We've talked about specificity. Our minds think in images. If I were to say, think of your kitchen sink right now, an image comes across your mind. You don't see the letters S-I-N-K. Our minds think in pictures. So we want some specificity. It's marble and Italian food, and I'm number one. And the trophies, and they're shiny. You want to make sure that you've got some images. And as we're working with our vision, we're going to work with what we call approach goals versus avoidance goals. This is key. An approach goal is what do I want? An avoidance goal is what don't I want? Most of us have been trained and we use avoidance goals. I want to lose the weight. I want to get out of debt. I don't want to have any more back pain. I don't want to be alone. And we're talking about what we don't want. What we don't want is really good feedback and really good information, but when you're writing your vision, we want to make sure that it's what you do want. So if I don't have any back pain, what am I doing? I had a client, he was a professional athlete for many, many years at the highest levels. And when we started to work together, he said, yeah, I have chronic back pain. It's just the way it is. I had a long sports career and my body got beat up, and this is just the way it is. And I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, and I get a hard time moving. And I said, okay, well, what would you love with your back? No, Stacy, you don't understand. This is just the way it is. And if we're not careful, we'll argue for our conditions. And here's the thing, you guys, you have lots of people in your life that will agree with your conditions. You want somebody in your corner that's going to agree with your potential. I said, well, let's just imagine for a moment that you could jump out of bed. What would you be doing? Well, I don't think that's possible, but if I really could do anything I would love to golf 3 times a week and feel good, not have to spend the next 2 days in bed or go to the chiro and the physio, and I'd be golfing 3 times a week. Great. A vision is born. Within a couple of months, I get a phone call. Guess what I did this week? I golfed 3 times and I'm feeling great and that pain is going away. But it's our willingness to look to the longing and look at the discontent and ask ourselves, what would I love in the absence of knowing how? So an avoidance goal would be, I don't have any more back pain. As soon as I say to you, my back doesn't hurt anymore, where do you feel that? Right about here, right? What's image do you have in your mind? Back pain. So instead of I don't have back pain, I'm so happy and grateful that I jump out of bed. I'm golfing, I'm playing with my kids and my grandkids. I'm doing my Pilates or my yoga or riding my horse, whatever's important to you, but what are you doing would be your approach goal. So are you ready to build a dream? For those of you who are feeling some pressure right now, let me just take that off your shoulders. You can't get this wrong. And start with what you do know. And what most of us knows is we would love vibrant health. Start with what you do know. All I knew was I wanted to make an impact, I wanted growth opportunities, and I wanted time flexibility. That was my vision to start with. So, what would you love? What would you love? Big breath here. And I'm going to invite you to put your papers down, your pens down, and get comfortable in your chairs here for a moment. If you want to push your chair back a little bit, I'm also going to invite you to uncross your arms and your legs if you can do that. And put your feet flat on the ground if that's comfortable to you. And here's why we want to do that. I think it's important to know the energetics of that. When we're sitting with crossed arms or crossed legs, it can be an energy block. And we want to open ourselves up to really receive and listen to that inner guidance right here. So we're going to do a bit of a visualization. And so again, just a nice breath, comfortable breath for you. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just take a nice soft gaze. Just in this moment, just feeling completely supported by the chair that you're sitting in. Feeling your feet fully supported on the ground. Just take another breath of life. Let's just feel a sense of gratitude right now that our eyes opened this morning. Not everybody's eyes opened, but ours did. And that today truly is a gift of life. And right now, Spirit, life itself is speaking to you and it's asking you to grow, to be more, to do more, to have more. Knowing that you are capable of so much more than you know. And in this moment, we're going to imagine it's 3 years from now. It's 3 years from now and it's all worked out. And you are living your best life. You're having incredible success in all areas. And if your mind wants to go to the how, we're going to put the how on hold and simply focus on the outcome. And with your next breath, it's 2026, you love your life. And as you bring to mind the image of your health and what's happening with your health and well-being, see yourself, it's 2026, it's all worked out. And see yourself now. What's happening with your health, your physical health? How do you look? How do you feel? Your emotional health, your spiritual health, the activities that you're engaged in, sleeping well, waking rested. See yourself inside of that now. It's 2026 and it's all worked out, and the relationships in your life are better than you ever could have imagined. As you bring to mind the most important relationships in your life, family, friends, maybe intimate partners, see what's happening with your relationships. The connection, the community, the laughter, intimacy. See it and bring it into even more clarity right now, where you can see yourself inside of this life. And you're grateful for your health and you're grateful for your relationships, and it's 2026 and it's all worked out. You love your life. And as you think about your work in the world, your vocari, how you're giving your gifts, see yourself now in that vocation, the impact you're making, the difference you're making, how you're contributing. What would you love? And you're feeling grateful and you're feeling proud. Your health and your relationships and your vocation. And as you're thinking about your time freedom, your money freedom to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, give how you want to give. Notice the things that you're doing with your time and your treasure. And bring that to mind right now. And see it and feel it. And with your next breath, we're going to open our eyes and go to a fresh page in your journal. And on the top of that page, I'm going to invite you to write down health and well-being. Health and well-being. And we're going to write down these words. I am so happy and grateful now that. I am so happy and grateful now that. And we're going to take 3 minutes here and you're going to describe your health and well-being. It's 2026 and it's all worked out. We're going to take the next 3 minutes to write down your vision for your health. What's happening? How are you feeling? Take the next 3 minutes here. One more minute on your health. And if you quit writing, just what else? What else would I love with my health and well-being? Remember, you're going to live another 365 days. Let's do that by design. I'm going to invite you to leave a page or two. You might want to come back and add to this over the weekend. And on a new page, on the top of that page, to write relationships. So on the top of that page, write relationships. And again, imagine it's 2026 and it's all worked out. I am so happy and grateful now that, and describe what you would love with your relationships, putting the how on hold. One more minute. We'll do a little to be continued. You may want to leave a page or so. And on the next one, we're going to write vocation. Some of you consider this your career, but your vocation is your vocari, the work that you're doing in the world, the impact, how you're giving your gifts. So we're putting the how on hold. I am so happy and grateful now that, and take 3 minutes to describe your work in the world. More seconds. All right. Now I know most of us are used to writing with our thumbs now, not our whole hands. So go ahead and just stretch out your hands, your arms. We're not done yet, but I know you're probably maybe getting a writer's cramp at this point. And when you're ready, you may want to leave a page or two. And the last quadrant that we work with here is time and money freedom. Time and money freedom. So imagine the things that are on your calendar, where you're going, what you're doing, the causes you're giving to, the trips you're taking, the car you're driving. What would you love? Not what you think you should have. What would you love? I am so happy and grateful now that. Take 3 minutes. More seconds. To be continued. Good job. Good job. As I am watching you, I just have to say that that was the most any group collectively has ever written in all 4 of those quadrants. I mean, you guys are leaning in. So well done. And Patty, as I'm looking at you in the virtual room, I'm thinking about there was a discontent about where you were living, and you had a longing to live somewhere differently, and you're zooming in from that new place now, and a dream realized. But it first started with a thought. Carolyn had a vision being in Hawaii, and she's zooming in from Hawaii today. It starts here. It starts here. So good job.